with it, and the courts won't interfere with it. I alluded to Trump earlier. Is he as dangerous as Biden because of his personal friendship with Netanyahu and being wedded at the hip politically with the Israelis?
Well, I would, as a judgment between comparing the two, it's like which poison do you want to take? And as far as I'm concerned, Biden is more dangerous because he's more mentally detached, shall we say, and he has started three wars and maybe more to come. I think Trump is a little more wary on that issue, although he's a bit of a fake on it. He says we've got to get rid of all these useless wars, but then he didn't do anything about it. So that's kind of his thinking. But he comes out with some awful stuff. I mean, recently when there were some of these attacks on our U.S. illegal bases in Syria and Iraq, Trump made the comment that if they spill one drop of American blood, we will spill gallons of their blood. I mean, this is a guy who's you want him to be president of the United States. This is the way he thinks, and but there's a broad acceptance in the public because they get scaremongered by the government and by the media all the time. They really think that there are people out there who are out to get us. And if there are people out there out to get us, they're doing it because of the way we behave.
Why do we have 57,000 troops in the Middle East? And why do we have illegal bases in Iraq and Syria?
Well, we have 57,000 troops in the Middle East to basically support our proxies, if you want to call them that, our allies in the Middle East. So I'm including some of the Arab states like Saudi Arabia, which has been under American protection since Second World War. And of course, Israel, a lot of the troops are there basically to respond to any threats to Israel. And there are various other issues. The troops that are in Syria and Iraq, well, in Syria, they're completely illegal. In Iraq, the parliament has twice asked the U.S. to remove its troops. And apparently there's some discussions even going on right now. But they're basically not wanted in those countries. They're there essentially to enforce what they see as the American dictated rule of law in that region because it is energy rich and there are various political issues that arise because of it. And so that's the argument. But the argument is a false one. They're sitting ducks to get attacked like they happened 5 days ago, and they should be removed.
Why don't we bring them all home? Trump said he was going to bring them home. I don't think he brought any home.
That's correct.
What will happen, in your view, if Joe Biden follows, I can't even say this with a straight face, Lindsey Graham's advice and attacks Tehran, the capital of Iran?
Well, Nikki Haley is suggesting the same thing.
Must be in the water in South Carolina. But
well,
hopefully Biden won't do that. But if he attacks Iran on this theory that he who pays for it is as liable as he who uses it, okay, Joe, that makes you liable for genocide. We've been through that argument. But if he does that, wouldn't Iran respond significantly? Wouldn't that expose U.S. troops and even U.S. mainland, God forbid, to some sort of an attack?
Well, not only that, I mean, consider the fact that once you open the war there, the economic impacts is going to be enormous. I mean, that whole region will cease to be an area through which energy supplies can flow. And the Iranians have a perfectly capable of doing that. And so this is a stupid idea. And I'm not surprised at Lindsey Graham, nor am I surprised at Nikki. These people are stupid people who are basically, playing the drum roll to get the support out, to show how strong they are. And, we should, as a nation, start to be getting a little tired of hearing that kind of crap.
Tell me if you're tired of this. cut number 4, Chris.
We've made very, very clear from day one that we're going to defend our people, we're going to defend our personnel, we're going to defend our interests. And that's exactly what we've done. We've taken action, and significant action, to deter groups, to degrade their capabilities in Iraq, in Syria, in Yemen. At the same time, the President's been very clear that we want to prevent broader escalation. We want to prevent this conflict from spreading. So we are intent on doing both. That is, standing up for our people when they're attacked, while at the same time working every single day to prevent the conflict from growing and spreading.
Troops are there illegally. They're sitting ducks. They're attacked. We'll use it as an excuse to attack back. But, we don't want the war to spread. We're going to spread it, but we don't want it to spread. That's basically what he said, isn't it, Phil?
Yeah, he's saying we have to escalate it to keep it from escalating.
Right.
This is Blinken speak.
Right. Here he is again, number 5, Chris.
The President said this, I think, virtually from day one. To anyone who would try to use the crisis in the Middle East, the conflict in the Middle East, to sow further instability and to use it as an excuse to attack our personnel, we will respond. We will respond strongly. We will respond at a time and place of our choosing. And obviously, I'm not going to telegraph what we might do in this instance or get ahead of the President, but I can, again, tell you that, as the President said yesterday, we will respond. And that response could be multi-leveled, come in stages, and be sustained over time.
Sounds like the entry of troops to me, but who knows? I think he wants to run for re-election as a wartime president. Just my gut feeling. Everything else is failing. Our dear friend Gerald Celente, who can be very rough, as you know, with the stuff he says, has a great one-liner. When all else fails, they take you to war.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing, because he's saying essentially we're going to be, as I say, escalating to keep it from escalating. And all this is really saying is that we are the smart guys here in the room, and we're the ones that know how to control this situation. And if anything has been demonstrated by the last 3 years, is we have no capability to understand anything or to control anything, or even to understand what this alleged rule of law is supposed to mean. It's ridiculous.
And I want you all to know that we are fighting the fake